His Excellency the President, in his national address, to deal with the issue of the coronavirus and how the government and the country is coping up with the guidelines that are being issued by the Ministry of Health. Indeed, he raised quite a number of issues concerning the Ministry of Agriculture. He posed questions like who will harvest and secure the food security of our country. He posed questions who will deliver the inputs to our farmers. These are issues that us in the Ministry of Agriculture have to deal with and that we are dealing with now. And I'm glad to inform you that the ministry is well ahead of these directives that the President has issued. The key question now is the market of produce for our farmers. This is a great concern of the President. If you zero in his address, he said to every dark cloud there's a silver lining, meaning and detailing to us that a farmer is key in the agriculture sector. He needs to find market. And where is the market for our farmers? We are told that the big chain stores are supplying agricultural commodities, especially the horticulture commodities, from all over the world, especially from South Africa and other neighboring countries. But what is key for the Ministry of Agriculture in working in a multi-sectoral approach and synergies with the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, farmers are supposed to be linked to these big chain stores. For example, potato production. In Zambia, we are quite sufficient to produce huge quantities of potatoes to feed all the citizenry and also to stock in all these big chain stores and all the markets across the country. Issues of cabbages and rape and tomato, you can mention all these crop commodities that we produce locally. These are supposed to find their way into these big chain stores. There's been engagements and there's a committee which is being chaired by the Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, Honorable Mvunga, with the Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, as us in the agriculture sector, in trying to link many of our farmers in their categories, it be small-scale farmers, emerging farmers, or big commercial farmers, to these big chain stores so that at least the local produce is promoted. I'm happy, Mr. Kazunga, that you are an activist, you are a champion in the Buy Zambia products. That I would like to thank you most heartedly and keep it up because this is being patriotic, a care for the farmers' market. Farmers need market linkages, and this is the solution and the bigger challenge the farmers are facing so that at least they are linked to these big chain stores to find market for their local produce. Yes, within the ministry we have matching grants. In the matching grants there are seminars that are being taught in the farmer training centers. There's the issue of processing, there's the issue of branding, there's the issue of marketing this produce to add like the value chain or value addition to the produce, the local produce that our farmers are producing. So processing, branding and packaging of these local produce is what is very important because these are the key questions these big chain stores are raising so that at least these produce are perfect and fit for human consumption. So our extension staff and other experts, the nutritionalists within the Ministry of Agriculture, are tutoring or teaching our farmers how to package, how to market to the best of the produce or of the produce that these farmers are producing. There's the issue of aggregators. For example, we've been talking about the farm blocks. In the farm blocks, we've categorized all our farmers in their categories. The outgrower schemes that are being done by the co-ventures, the main investors in these farm blocks, are more or less the aggregators. So aggregators are key in the market linkage to our farmer. Those that have been engaged in outgrower scheme have direct market to these core investors within the farm blocks. Across the country, we are saying we need to have these bulking centers where these aggregators are able to buy from all categories of farmers, process, package, and market these produce. And then us in the Ministry of Agriculture even help them with permits to export some of the local produce that we have. So aggregation is very key. And us in the Ministry of Agriculture and those in the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry working together in synergies, it is important that we find these big buyers for our farmers so that the produce that they are producing is readily marketed for. It's on point. The President was on point. These activities are ongoing. The emphasis by the president and the directive by the president with both ministries, us in the agriculture sector who are taking care of the producers, and those in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry who are supposed to create market for our farmers and link many of our farmers to the buyers. That is what is very key. There's the pandemic, the ravaging disease that has befallen the world. We need to be united. The key issue here is that we are supposed to coordinate and work in a multi-sectoral approach. This we are going to have positive responses. That's why in my preamble I did get the quote by His Excellency the President Dr. Edgar Chagwa when he indicated that to every dark cloud there's a silver lining. This is what he's detailing us in the Ministry of Agriculture. This is what he's instructing us in the Ministry of Agriculture, that now that there are these restrictions in the movement of different type of products, then us in the agriculture sector should take advantage now that what we produce local, that which we are championing, Mr. Kazonga, we now bring it forth into these big chain stores for our farmers to have market created by them and for them to earn some income and uplift their livelihoods, because this is a greater chance now that we are supposed to enhance production at all levels of our farmers so that they could be able to supply the readily available market by these big chain stores.
The mushrooming of shopping malls to us as BuyZed is very exciting. It actually poses as a challenge to the producers of various goods out there to upscale their production, improve on their quality, packaging, pricing, and consistency, so that our goods are on the shelves 24/7. We should not at any time create a vacuum. So it is a good challenge. And to the government, I think us as BuyZed, we say thank you so much. You have done it in terms of road infrastructure, which makes it easy for delivery of goods and services which arrive on time, at the right price, and in good condition out there. And you know, the beauty about these locally grown foodstuffs that we see in most of these chain stores, they have got the highest nutritional values as compared to the imported ones, because the local goods, they travel very short distances. They will still be in their fresh form whilst they're on the shelves. Meaning that if I walk into that chain store, I will buy a fresh product with full of natural goodness. So we need to embrace our own, and they come with a lot more other ripple effects. One, environmentally, as you can see here, the environment is being enhanced by the greener pasture that we are seeing here today. So you can imagine if they were not buying potatoes that are produced in Zambia, it means we will not be seeing fields like these ones. So meaning that our environment will suffer. You know, we have got climate change challenges currently. There is a call to plant 1 million trees. So I think agriculture is greener and healthier.
Been slow to start. I mean, over the 15 years, we started small, and then we weren't washing potatoes, we were packing, and then through Buya Bamba, the marketing agent, they are the ones who supply the washing equipment and everything like that. We had to start washing and grading potatoes to a better standard for the supermarkets to supply ShopRite and all the other Pick n Pays and all of these other supermarkets. Yeah? Potato business is expanding in Zambia. Zambians are starting to eat potatoes. It is one of the better yielding crops for energy crops. You know, instead of maize, I think potatoes is a higher yield, gives better returns per hectare. But it is growing. The biggest challenges are obviously the imported potatoes coming in from outside, and you know, when we're growing locally, we're obviously saving the country foreign exchange from all the imports, and basically we just encourage people to buy local.
When great ideas, great innovations come together, nothing is impossible. Your drive, your skill, your determination to drive the Buy Zambia campaign product is very important, Mr. Kazonga. You are more than welcome, with both my hands personally, me as minister spearheading or running the Ministry of Agriculture, or spearheading the agriculture sector. Your ideas and your campaign is very much welcome. We will create this time, apart from this interview, that we come and we link you. If there's provision within the ministry that you can also go around the country to talk to farmers in our farmer training centers, of course taking into account, because we are dealing with this issue now that we've been hit by this deadly disease. Of course, in their few numbers, the farmers who will be able to be tutored by you, who will be able to be explained by you on encouraging the Buy Zambia Products campaign. So farmers and even journalists, the whole of you, in working together, because you are the key people in the battlefront. You are the front liners, runners in this battle to disseminate information to the citizenry across board, so that at least we can adhere to the directives that have been given to us, the guidelines that have been given to us by the Ministry of Health. So indeed, Mr. Kazonga, it is important that we have these links, we have these coordinations together, so that at least we can reach out to the farmers in far-flung areas across the country, because these have the capacity to have these freezing facilities, so they can buy fresh produce, they can freeze this fresh produce and release them or sell them as and when they are on demand and sell. Because you see, these are perishables, as you've said, like tomatoes, rape and cabbage. They've got a very short lifespan or shelf life, meaning that these aggregators, these big investors who are able to buy from our farmers in their categories, are able to preserve these crop commodities that are perishable, so that at least they could be able to be sold at the right time. So it is very important that we also link and help these investors, so that they reach out to our farmers, so that as they buy with these facilities that they have, we could be able also to enhance these business activities in the agriculture sector.